Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So I thought it was finally about time that I made a video talking about recycling in Germany and how to recycle the German way, the proper way. So as somebody who was born and raised in the beautiful clean green New Zealand, as they like to call it, I was actually shocked when I first came to Germany and realized that I knew nothing about how to recycle properly. And I have definitely learned a lot about recycling in the 10.5 years that I have lived in Germany. In this video, I'm going to share with you what I've learned, but first I would like to thank Anna Louisa, who have kindly sponsored this video today. Anna Louisa is an ethical, sustainable, carbon neutral jewelry line. They produce absolutely exquisite jewelry using recycled materials, including recycled gold. All of their jewelry is produced in very small quantities to reduce waste. It's very reasonably priced. I've been wearing Anna Louisa jewelry basically every single day for the last 1.5 years. I absolutely love it. I sleep in it, I shower in it, and it still looks just as good as the day that I received it. It's such wonderful quality. Any of the jewelry that you've seen me wearing in my previous videos, it's all from Anna Louisa. And I was lucky enough to receive some new pieces. I am wearing one of my new pieces right now. This is the beautiful Kelly necklace. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but it's got some gorgeous angel wings on it. Anna Louisa also sent my mum in New Zealand a matching piece, so mum also has the Kelly necklace like me, and the shipping was super fast. I think she received her necklace in just over a week, which usually shipping to New Zealand takes a long time. So they do ship internationally, which is amazing. I also received the ivy necklace, which is just so beautiful, so delicate. I'll insert another picture so you can see it better. But I am a necklace girl. They have a lot of other types of jewelry on their website. They have bracelets, they have rings, they have earrings. I also received this beautiful piece with a moon and a star. Just love it. Can't wait to wear this one. Anna Louisa is having a Black Friday sale right now. So many of their pieces are reduced. So I will leave a link to their website in my description below. So guys, it is now time to talk about recycling in Germany. And so I am just talking from my personal experience in Germany and from what I have learned. So if you are German and you're watching this and some things I talk about may not be 100% correct, feel free to correct me in the comment section below. You've lived in Germany a lot longer than I have. So in Germany, recycling is mandatory. Everybody has to recycle. It's just a way of life here in Germany. In New Zealand, it is not mandatory. Some families like to recycle. For example, my mum, she personally likes to recycle, but it's a personal choice. And so in New Zealand, the majority of scraps and plastic and everything is like mixed together. In Germany, there are 6 different categories for separating your rubbish. There's probably more than that actually, but I am aware of 6 different categories. So first, I'm going to be talking about refundable recycling in Germany. This is usually on items like glass and plastic bottles and cans, and you actually pay a little bit of a deposit when you buy them, and then you receive a refund when you return them. Typically, you will receive about 8 cents for cans and glass bottles and up to 25 cents for plastic bottles when you return them. Not all bottles in Germany are refundable, so you have to look out for a little sign that tells you whether these are refundable bottles or not. So if you see this sign on your bottles, it is your responsibility to take your bottles to be refunded. This usually takes place at a supermarket. There is a machine where you put your bottles in, and then they come out with sort of like a voucher that you can use at that supermarket. And you can buy whatever you want with that little voucher. And so I think this is a really great system, and so people save up all of their bottles in Germany, and they take them maybe once a week, once every few weeks, and then they will get their refund. Okay, so now let's get on to recycling glass in Germany. Recycling glass gets a little bit tricky. Not all glass in Germany is refundable. So you have to separate your glass into 4 different categories here in Germany. There is the refundable glass, as I talked about. Then there is green glass, there is white glass, and there is brown glass. And these all have to be separated properly. And it goes even further than this because there are different categories for the cork in your wine bottle. You have to dispose of that differently. And then there are the aluminium lids that go on your jars. They are disposed in a different category. Also, with some of the other categories, you are provided with a special bin for disposing of that by your city council. But with the glass, you have to be kind of responsible for it on your own. In some bigger apartment buildings, they have sort of a glass system where you can separate your glass in appropriate categories. So if your apartment complex or your house does not supply these glass bins, you will have to take a little trip down the road and dispose of them yourself and separate them all yourself. These glass bins are in every single neighborhood. You don't have to go far to dispose of them, but the glass disposal can be a little bit more complicated than some of the other categories. Okay, so now let's get on to your packaging, which is a big one. Your plastic, your aluminium. This also gets a bit tricky because not all plastic can be recycled in this category. What can be recycled in this category is your plastic meat containers, your yogurt containers, spray cans, milk containers, food cans. These types of things can all go into this one category, and these are disposed of in specific yellow bags which are provided by your council, by your local city council. Normally they're yellow bags, well, they are in our area, and we have to pick them up from our local rubbish dump. And you're only allowed one sort of like packet of bags at a time. So, oh my goodness, it's kind of complicated. So to know whether you can recycle your bottles and packaging and things like that in this category, you have to look out for a green circle on your packaging with a little arrow. But sometimes this circle is like navy or white. So in this category, you're not allowed to recycle anything electrical, even if it's broken and has plastic around it. That goes in a different section. You're not allowed to recycle things like fabrics or batteries or anything like that. So it's basically just sort of food packaging, certain food packaging. Also, I have to mention that it is recommended that you wash out all of your packaging and things like that before you put it in the bin. Otherwise, it just gets super stinky and gross and it's just a nightmare. So definitely do that. Okay, now moving on to the biodegradable waste. And this is things like raw and cooked food scraps, things like tea bags, grass cuttings, flowers, anything that is biodegradable goes in this category. And so you have a specific bin in your home where you collect all of your biodegradable rubbish. Some people use these brown paper bags, which are also biodegradable. We like to use them, they keep things really nice. And then once your bin is filled up in your house, you dispose of that in a bigger bin, which is usually, well, in our area, it's a brown bin, and you put all of your biodegradable rubbish in this big bin, which every household has. It's provided by the government. Then there is paper, which consists of newspapers, magazines, packaging made from paper, flour, sugar bags, etc., brochures, boxes, detergent boxes, catalogues, writing paper, books, notebooks. And there's little rules like you have to fold up your boxes and make them flat, and they go into the blue bin typically, at least in our area, and it's a similar bin to your biodegradable rubbish, but it is in blue. And next you have got your household waste, which is sort of things that don't fit into any of the other categories. So this is things like nappies, sanitary products like pads and tampons, even animal litter goes in this area. Things like foil and dried up paint and ashes and things like that, they all go into this bin, and this is usually like a grey sort of bluish colour bin. Well, at least in our area it is the same type of bin as your plastic and your paper, and they're all like lined up next to each other and ready for you to separate your rubbish, or trash as they say in America. So you'll be sent a schedule once a year which will tell you which day of the week your rubbish will be picked up. Each section has a different day, and you have to put it out on your road next to your house for the rubbish truck to come and pick it up. And so it works super well in Germany. Most people stick to recycling. It's actually illegal not to, and they have a really amazing system here. Also, I have to mention the last section is for waste that you have to dispose of yourself. It is for broken electrical supplies, things like when we were building our house, we had a lot of scraps from our house that we had to dispose of separately, and you have to take all of this to the rubbish dump, your local rubbish dump. Just say your toaster or your hairdryer or your coffee machine is broken down and you want to get rid of it, you have to personally take that to the rubbish dump, and you have to pay. Most of the time it's just a small little fee depending on how much you have. We've actually paid up to 200 euros to get rid of a whole lot of our building scraps when we were building our house. So that is the 6 different categories and how to dispose of them. And honestly guys, I don't think I've even covered everything. I'm sure some of you are going to be saying, Antoinette, you've missed out this and this and this. But this was such a complicated video to film because recycling in Germany is very complex. You have to really know what you're doing. You have to research, and it's done in a very specific way. I think it is fantastic. I just love how they recycle in Germany. I think so many countries could learn so much from Germany in regards to recycling. New Zealand most certainly has a lot to learn about recycling. And so I'm super proud to say that I live in Germany and Germans recycle in this very strict way, which is only beneficial to the environment and to the nation. Also, I wanted to remind you that Ana Luisa is having a Black Friday sale. There are a lot of wonderful discounts on their beautiful ethical jewellery, so I will leave a link to their website in my description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I would love you to consider subscribing to my channel. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.